for those that have previously used my gross profit target calculator, I've updated the spreadsheet now for the year 2020. So the months have now got refreshed targets. What you will need to do is transfer your data from the old spreadsheet onto the new one. And I've also added an efficiency target calculator, which I'll get onto in just a second. So just for this demonstration, I'm just going to very quickly show you what I filled in. So just your general business expenses, some salaries. Moving down, we've just got some general overheads, etc. I'm not going to go into all the detail of how to do this because there's another video that details that. But ultimately, it gives us a daily gross profit target, a yearly gross profit target, and a monthly gross profit target. So if we take a quick look at the efficiency calculator, you can see that these targets have been brought through here. So we can see the daily costs and the monthly costs. But the idea behind the efficiency calculator is it allows you, based on your efficiency at your full labor rate or a labor rate that you dictate, you can understand how efficient your business needs to be. You can also use this spreadsheet for some modeling. So if you want to adjust your labor rate or adjust the hours available, you get an idea of how that actually affects your gross profit. So here we have an input. Now this is something that you guys need to fill in yourself, and this is your average parts profit per month. I obviously can't tell you that. You need to use your historic data to try and establish just what profit on parts you make per month. And here's where you put your labor rate. So we've got a £50 labor rate at the moment. This is where you put your technician information. So there's plenty of space for technicians. You just enter the names here and you enter the amount of hours they work per day. Now this is based on a 5-day week. Saturdays are just a bonus on top of this. Now there are some assumptions I need to go through. So the average year has 260 weekdays. A standard statutory holiday allowance for technicians is 28 days, including the bank holidays. So again, just some very average assumptions. So 20 days holiday, 8 bank holidays, with the assumption that there'll be 2 sick days, to give the technicians a total working days per year of 230 days. Now, if you've done this exercise before, it's very easy to forget to consider holidays, but they're quite a significant amount of the time that the technician spends at work. So if we just take a look at what this is saying then, so 8 hours times a labour rate of 50 is £400 per day. Over the year, that's £92,000 based on the total work days, and divided by the month, divided by 12, you get the monthly labour sales if the technician sells every single hour available to them. Now, if you look on the right hand side, what we have here, we have this figure, but then adjusted for efficiencies. So at 30% efficient, the company's total monthly labour sales based on 5 technicians is 38,333. So if we look at 100% efficient, that is the amount of labour that you'll sell. At 50% efficient, you're going to sell half, and so on and so forth. So what we need to understand is how much labour should we sell to cover the business overheads. So essentially your gross profit target, can it be achieved purely with labour sales? Well, in an ideal world it can be. That's just not always the case. What this spreadsheet is telling this company is that they need to be 95% efficient for £50 an hour and 5 technicians if they want labour sales to cover their business overheads. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw in the average parts profit for this particular business. Their average parts profit is £10,000 a month. So we can see it brings it right down. Now they need to be 70% efficient to break even. So it's 70% efficient with £10,000 worth of parts profit. They will net profit £645. So I'm just going to start playing with the model now and adjusting labour rates and perhaps adding an extra technician. So if I increase the labour rate to 55, you can see it brings it back down to 65%. And again, if I put the labour rate up to 60, you can see it brings it down to 60% efficiency is required. So a labour rate of £60 with 5 technicians, the efficiency and a parts profit of £10,000, a 60% efficiency at their full labour rate will produce £1,411 worth of net profit. So let's add an extra technician. So we can see it brings it right back down to 50%. So with the extra technician, if we reduce the labour rate back to 50%, it's now back at 60%. So this gives you a good idea of whether you need to improve your efficiency, potentially look at labour rate, look at increasing the margin on your parts to try and increase the parts profit, or losing some staff or gaining some staff. With this spreadsheet, as long as you've filled in the profit calculator, so the GP calculator to understand your business costs, that target will drop into this calculator, and here's where you can just play with the model, essentially. Start adjusting figures and just really understanding if your business makes sense. You see, if selling all of your hours or close to 100% of your hours doesn't give you a good amount of profit, then there's potentially a flaw within the business, i.e. you need to reduce your overheads, you need more productive staff, or you need to increase your labour rate, because if 100% efficiency doesn't cut it, there is probably something fundamentally wrong. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, then please let me know. Thank you.